point. There you go.
Okay. Okay, we're on page 88 and 89. We're into Act 3. We are, well, you tell me. You tell me what, recap what happened yesterday, what we read yesterday, someone. We're in the court right now. What's going on?
We got into the court?
Yeah. Well, they're in the courthouse, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't here. That's why I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's right, you weren't here.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm so confused.
Someone who
Where
was
did we
here.
stop then?
We are on 88.
Okay.
Yeah, so you might have some catching up to do
Yeah.
there. Do you remember what happened?
I think
Lauren?
they were talking about, I think it was Giles' wife, like when he had told them that, like, she was reading the strange books, and then I think they were accusing her of being, like, a witch.
Right. Remember, anything a member of this community does that seems a little odd to them, then they must be a witch. Right? So they've got several people they're going to hang, and several people they're going to try in court because of it. And Giles Corey said, she's my third wife. I've never had a wife that's taken to books like she has. She must be a witch. And so they're kind of just throwing everybody under the bus here. And they've got a lot of community members who are already gathering there in the courthouse, or in the building they're using as the courthouse. And we have a lot of different characters here. We were all reading a couple different parts yesterday. So let's pick up where we left off. On the top of 88, I think we read that where Mary Warren, we're talking about who's been sick. Let's just start at the top of 88 just to be safe, especially since Paige wasn't here. So, who was Herrick? And that was me. Who was Giles? Okay, Marie, you'd be Giles. Who was Danforth? Maddie. Who was Proctor? Marnay. Who was Paris? Okay, Paige. Who was Reverend Hale? Marie. Well, why don't we could probably have someone else be Reverend Hale. Lauren, can you be Reverend Hale? Mm-hmm. And who was Mary Warren? Maddie, can you still be her? Mm-hmm. You do a good Mary Warren. Okay. So everyone has Holly. Why don't you be Herrick? Then I don't have to read.
Okay. Cheever comes on the next page.
Yeah, Cheever. I might have to step in. Okay.
Oh, I went for Cheever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to, I can. Okay. Herrick, go ahead.
Cheever, Your Honor. When I go to fetch her to the court last week, she said she was sick.
She has been striving with her soul all week, Your Honor. She comes now to tell the truth of this to you.
Who is this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife.
Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief.
I think you must hear the girl, sir. She...
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirits?
Never.
She had signed a
Deposition.
sir?
No, I accept no... Sorry, what was it?
Deposition.
Depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out the story in the village?
We have not.
They've come to overthrow the court, sir. This man is...
I pray you, Mr. Paris, do you know, Mr. Proctor, that the entire contention of the state and these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you? It were pretense, sir.
Yesterday I had like a full conversation with myself. And I was two people and they were having a conversation. It was just me the whole like page. Yeah,
I cannot hear you.
It were pretense, she says.
Ah, and the other girls, Susanna Walcott, and the others, they are also pretending? Aye, sir. Indeed. Okay, that's all.
Excellency, you surely cannot think to let so vile a lie be spread in open court.
Indeed not. But it strike hard upon me that she will dare come here with such a tale. Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I shall hear you or not, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment.
I know that, sir.
Let me continue. I understand well a husband's tenderness may drive him to extravagance in defense of a wife. Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
It is, and you will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
I thought I would, I, with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in doing so?
Why, I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart, nor hidden in your spirit, any desire to undermine this court?
Why, no, sir.
Do you want me to read Cheever?
Go ahead.
Okay. Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever?
I think it may be my duty, sir. You'll not deny it, John. When we come to take his wife, he damned the court and ripped your warrant. Now you have it.
He did that, Mr. Hale?
Aye, he did.
It were a temper, sir. I knew not what I did.
Mr. Proctor,
Aye, sir.
have you ever seen... Sorry, it's cut off. Is that
The
it?
devil.
Okay. Have you ever seen the devil?
No, sir.
And you are in all respects a gospel Christian?
I am, sir.
Such a Christian that will not come to church but once in a month.
Not come to church?
I have no love. I have no love? For Mr. Harris. It is no secret, but God I surely love.
He plow on Sunday, sir.
Plow on Sunday?
I think it'd be evidence, John. I am an official of the court. I cannot keep it.
I have once or twice plowed on Sunday. I have 3 children, sir, and until last year my land gave little.
You'll find other Christians that do plow on Sunday if the truth be known.
Your Honor, I cannot think you may judge the man on such evidence.
I judge nothing. I tell you straight, mister, I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have until this moment not the slightest reason to suspect that the children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women have lived so long with such upright reputation? And
Oh, sorry. Do you read the Gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the Gospel.
I think not. Or you should surely know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he killed Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending out her spirit on them? It is the children only, and this one will swear she lied to you.
Okay, let's pause for a second. So a couple of things have been brought to light here. One, now the girls are denying it, right? Right? Yeah. So now they're like, well, what's the truth? Either you danced with the devil or you didn't. And then they're calling out Proctor for not being in church. And what is he doing on Sunday?
Plowing.
Plowing, which this is very recent actually. There are a lot of religions who don't allow you to work on Sundays
Jesus
at
worked
all.
on Sunday.
Yeah, and they don't, like I had a relative who wouldn't even write a check on Sunday. I had a relative who wouldn't mow the yard on Sunday. I mean, because
My mom says that we don't have to do our chores on Sunday, which is kind of nice for us, but it's just because it's a day off.
Well, I mean, the Bible says we're supposed to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy, but it doesn't say specifically that that has to be Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, we're free to move the day.
Yeah. So, the fact that he's plowing instead of going to church has them upset. And so then they're questioning his belief in God, and he says, I love God, I just don't love Paris. You know, he's made no secret of that. He doesn't like the preacher, so he's not going to church. And they know exactly when he's gone to church. Once a month, they say, and then someone else picks up and says, well, he's not the only one who plows on Sunday, right? And, you know, sometimes life gets in the way, right? You get busy, you do things when you have time. However, some people interpret that verse in the Bible differently when they say, you know, God rested on Sunday. So we need to rest on Sunday. It's the holy day, yeah.
Well, in Israel, the Jews that are like very like, you know, conservative, they walk everywhere and they don't use any lights, and like they have to cook like the night before, and they can't do a lot of stuff, like they have to walk to temple, and they can't drive their cars or use like any electronics because they believe that that's like
That's not helping you to rest.
Are
That's
these
taking
the
away your
Hasidic
chi.
Jews?
Hasidic Jews,
Hasidic
yeah.
Jews, yeah. They're extreme.
they're very strict.
Yeah.
And even in America, there are Hasidic Jews, and they like live near the temple, so they can walk.
They are very similar to Amish. Very similar. It's very, very interesting. I love learning about them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it does seem that way, Paige, and sometimes I think that about the Amish. It's like, you're making life so much harder than it needs to be. You know what I mean? But that's what they feel. That's how their religion is. It's their interpretation. It's what they believe. And when I taught in Bern, I had some Amish students. Just a couple. I had one little boy in 8th grade. His name was David Eicher. I'll never forget him. He, especially the Amish boys are really kind of forced to quit school at 8th grade, after 8th grade, so they can go help on the farm and do things around their property. And he came to me and he said, his English was a little, they call us English, and they're Amish, but when he spoke, it was Swiss, or, you know, it was a broken dialect, but he said he was leaving and he wanted to let me know that he'd never learned so much about verbs. I was like, oh, you know, I was like in my early 20s, and he was really cute. And then there was a girl, Emma, I can't remember her last name. She was allowed to graduate from school.
That was the last name of my housekeeper, or first name of my housekeeper. So
Oh, yeah.
because she was important.
But she was allowed to graduate, and see, they fear that the more educated they become, then they'll want to live a different
Freaky
life.
Amish.
I know.
The TV show.
Yeah, so they keep them,
That's kind of, it reminds me of Fair and 51, like, the sense that they don't want them to,
Yeah.
like, understand how our government, like, the economy, like,
I
Yeah.
don't want to change.
she
because
was
then if
gonna,
they know.
I mean, most of the Amish girls, you know, they're not that educated, and they go back,
But they have, like,
and
their Rumspringa.
have babies, and make quilts, and
They make really good homes.
they make excellent food. Now, my principal there at the time was invited to the Amish wedding, and he wore a suit and tie every single day, and we used to joke that he must have slept in it and just get up in the morning, and because he just always looked nice.
Really?
And he was an older man, and he came one day in his suit and tie, and he had on boots up to his knees, and we were like, where are you going? Like, not nice boots, they were like boots you go out in the mud in, like rubber boots. He said he was going to an Amish wedding, and they have a lot of them in the barns, the Amish barns that they built, and so it was going to be muddy, and so he was going, but you know, Bern is a very tight-knit community, everybody knows everybody, and so he was, being the principal of the only high school, he was kind of a big deal, I guess, a big community member, so he got invited to a lot of things, and it was just a very interesting way of life. A lot of the teachers had Amish girls. I was like, when I first started teaching here, they were talking about, oh, my Amish girl made the most delicious cinnamon rolls this morning, my Amish girl did this, and I'm like, what are you talking
They
about?
sell them.
Like, they had, yeah, they were housekeepers.
And they're gone within an hour.
Yeah, they were housekeepers, and they would come and clean, and when the teachers got home, they would drive them back to their homesteads. But they, one of the teachers said that her Amish girl would have a drink with her before she took her back. Like, yeah, of whiskey or whatever kind of drink it was. But, you know, they make their own everything. So they were just like, oh, my Amish girl, my Amish girl. I was like, this is so weird. But and by the time I had 3 kids, I was like, I want an Amish girl.
It's funny that you mention that because, like, we've had bad experiences with, like, housekeepers, and they were Amish, of course.
Mm.
And she was like, both of them were just like really lazy, and they didn't really do anything. And we were basically paying them to just sit around. So my mom just got really frustrated, and she just doesn't hire one anymore
Yeah.
because they're supposed to be like really good.
Yeah,
at
that's
keeping the house
unusual.
clean and like.
And the
Right.
Amish men, the carpenters, they do excellent work.
Oh my gosh.
Excellent
Yes, they do.
work. Yeah.
It's
So anyway, it's similar to, you know, the Puritan life or the Hasidic Jews' life. It's a very close-knit community, and that's why they're all up in everybody's business. You know, they know each other and what's going on. Okay, so we need a Hawthorne. Holly, okay. All right, go ahead, guys.
Where are we?
92, top of 92.
she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning, your wife sent me a claim in which she states that she is pregnant now.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
What if she says she's pregnant? Then she must be. That woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
We have not thought it too convenient to be credited. However, if I should tell you now that I will let her be kept another month, and she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year until she is delivered. What you say to that? Come now. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good then. She is saved at least this year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now? Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He's come to overthrow this court, Your Honor.
These are my friends. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not, sir. I am ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to hurt the court. I only...
Marshal, go to the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell, okay, declare, recess for 1 hour, and let them go to the tavern, if they will. All witnesses and prisoners are to be kept in the building.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir, I know this man all my life. It is a good man, sir.
I am sure of it, Marshal. Now, what disposition do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? And I beg you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
Okay, we'll stop there. So, because Elizabeth's pregnant, they're going to let her live another year until she delivers the baby. Then probably hang her.
What if the baby's alive?
I'll leave.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. See you later.
Yeah, biology.